Okay. I'm going to be talking about Amazon's timeline and how they got where they are today. So it all started with Bezos and a few coworkers in his garage in Washington, Seattle. At the time, they only sold books at the time in their garage, so no website like there is today. This started in 1994. In 1995, Bezos made a beta website for them to sell the books on. So customers can come online and look at the books, or choose them and order them online. They would deliver them themselves in person. In 1997, Amazon went public for people like ourselves to go and buy a share of the company. So we can go and buy them for just $18 a share. And this was actually a pretty big deal. This is the first time they actually, where people were making a profit off of them. In 1998, a year later, Amazon expanded from just having books to selling books and music. This was a pretty big deal because this is the very first time they're selling anything besides books. In 1999, Amazon secures the one-click patent. So the thing we see today where it's buy now with one click or one slide, they created that and nobody else can have that since they patented it. So it makes it where customers can go online, and when you're ready to buy something, you just click it with one click and then you're done. You don't have to go through the checkout process. 2 days later, they launched a third-party seller. So Z-Shops, this allows other companies to sell their products on their website and make a profit off of it. So Amazon would take a portion of their money, and they could have all of their stuff on their website. In December of 1999, a few months later, the dot-com bubble burst. So a lot of companies had lost their businesses, and Amazon was one of the companies that had pretty much survived out of them. And Amazon survived by laying off 15% of its workers, which was a pretty big deal. 5 years later, in 2004, Amazon bought Joyo, which is the biggest online retailer for books and electronics in China. This allowed Amazon to expand outside of the U.S., so they were bringing on different countries into their website. In 2005, Amazon Prime made their debut by allowing customers to pay $79 a month to buy Amazon Prime for the year. So they pay $79 every year for Amazon Prime, and you would be allowed free 2-day shipping. They had their own Audible, which is automated Audible books that you can listen to, and you have Prime prices, so it's cheaper. In 2007, Amazon announced that they were creating their new headquarters in Seattle, Washington. This was one of the biggest buildings in Washington at that time. It held up to 40,000 co-workers or employees. In 2012, they bought Kiva Systems. Kiva Systems is a robotics company. They bought it because the robots would allow them to not have to pay for manual labor for workers anymore. They could do it for pretty much less. They would they bought them for $75 million. So over time, they wouldn't have to pay workers to come and stock up their products. So they would go, the robots would go and get the products and put them in place for them to be sent out. In 2013, they started delivering packages on Sunday. This allowed bigger revenue in Amazon, so they were allowed to make more money throughout the year. And just last year in 2018, they reached the $1 trillion market cap, which is their worth. So, they were the second company to ever reach that $1 trillion mark. And they estimated that this year in 2019, that they would reach the $2 trillion mark. And that's it.